In today's video, I want to talk to you guys about what a healed, or in particular a 1 year healed scalp micropigmentation result should look like. My name's Will Quay. I'm a clinical trichologist and a specialist scalp micropigmentation artist, helping you guys struggling with hair loss. So, welcome to the video. Stick around to the end because this video is all about the 1 year healed result, and at the end I will show you exactly what that healed result should look like. So firstly, I just want to talk to you about scalp micropigmentation as a solution for hair loss, right? So when you're getting scalp micropigmentation done, you've probably been searching videos on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, and all you really see is the final result, which looks great, but that's not the total truth of scalp micropigmentation. What's the most important part of scalp micropigmentation, in my opinion, is what it looks like in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. That's where the real juice is, you know? And that's what I want to show you today. So don't get me wrong, it looks great and it really does look good after, but in my opinion, I think it looks better once it's healed and once it's settled in. It just looks even more natural. So if you only see straight, fresh results on someone's page or a particular artist that you're possibly thinking about doing your treatment, I would think again or do a little bit more research, because there may be a reason why they're not showing the healed results. Now, primarily, even on our page, you're gonna see fresh results because we just don't get the opportunity to catch up with you guys all the time, a year or 2 years later. But as and when we do, we try our very best to drop them on the page, in particular Instagram. So, and we've got some testimonials, healed result testimonials on YouTube. So we're gonna link more videos of healed results right here, which you can check out after the video. So as I was saying, the fresh results look good. The healed results, in my opinion, look even better, which is what I wanna show you. But I wanna start from the beginning. So I've got a client here that we started his treatment. I'm gonna show you what I'm looking at. So that's how we started out. When he first came in, you can see that he's thinning on the top of his scalp there. You can see that. So we've put his hairline in. I'm going to show you now what it looks like after a first session. So that's what we're looking like on the first session. The way we do it here is the first session is very sparse. Now, we could do more and get more done, but in my opinion, this is just a safe and safer way to do it without sort of taking any unnecessary risks. I'm not saying it can't be done any other way, I'm really not, but this is just the way we do it. Now, the reason I do that is because I'm trying to build foundations. Now, if you was gonna build a house, right, you would not build that house and bodge the foundation, because soon enough, the house will just come crumbling down. The foundation is probably, arguably, the most important part of the build, right? So we need to make sure we've got a solid base, a solid foundation. Now, I'm always thinking a long term. So I do this because I want my impressions to be solid and like in there, so that we can then forget about those on the next session if we can, if we've got good retention, and then just work on the rest of it. So I'm going to be looking at how it's healed, what it's looking like before we go in for your second and your third session. Again, I think the negative space is just as important as the impressions itself, which you'll see. So I'm going to show you now my client's third session. So what you'll notice that it looks quite vivid. The impressions are quite dark and his head's a little bit red, yeah? You're gonna experience that for the next 24 to 48 hours. After that, it subsides and it's all good. But again, that looks great straight after, it really does. But what's important and why we're shooting this video is to give you guys confidence in getting SMP, because if you're looking into getting SMP and you've got concerns, that would be one of my concerns if I was getting SMP. That's what I would want to know. What does it look like in a year's time? Or what does it look like in 2 years' time? So now I've shown you that guy before the first session and straight after his third session. I'm now going to show you what it looks like healed 1 year later. To me, it just looks like he shaved his head, and that is what we're trying to achieve. We don't want you to walk around down a high street, in a shopping centre, at a restaurant, and people go, "Ugh, has he had something done? He looks like he's had something done." I don't want that. I want it to be undetectable. That's the most important thing to us, is that you guys are walking around undetectable, no one notices. Now, some of my clients come in, they're happy to do testimonials, they're happy to be on socials, and they're happy to tell everyone about what they've just been through. Other clients are not. They don't want no one knowing They haven't even told their family members, their wife, their kids. They've not mentioned it to anyone. Now, it needs to be a choice. SMP needs to be a choice. So if you choose to tell someone, you can say, "Here, look, I've had this done. What do you think?" And people will go, "Wow, like that's unbelievable. I didn't even know." Or if you don't want to choose to say anything and just go completely unnoticed, again, that's fine. You know, you'll be able to do that, which is why SMP is so great when done correctly. SMP works best when you buzz your hair down to a buzz cut level and then fill in the gaps, fill in where you're struggling with hair loss, and make it look like an overall buzz cut. Again, same as like what I'm saying about SMP can be a choice whether you tell someone or you don't. SMP also gives you the power that it appears that you've shaved your head out of choice. Like, it's not, that decision hasn't been taken away from you. You've not, you know, it won't appear like you're struggling from hair loss. You know, it will appear as you've chose to shave your hair down, which is what we want. People will probably come up to you and say, why are you shaving your hair? You've got a really good hairline, like, why don't you just grow it out? And then you can just say, "Oh no, you know, I just like it shaved." Sweet, mission accomplished, okay? So again, I'm just gonna go back to this healed result. I'm gonna show you a video as well. I'm gonna drop that on the screen right now of his healed result. And just in normal lighting, and it just looks like he's buzzed his hair down. What's crazy about what we do is that the transformation isn't like so drastic like you see when people get like hair pieces or cranial prosthesis. You know, they've got zero hair and then all of a sudden they've got, you know, a French crop or curtains. You know, it's really drastic. What we do is not so drastic. It's just a real subtle enhancement of your features, and that's why we go so unnoticed, and that's why maybe I'm making a video about it today, because I want to sort of tell the world about it because it's so good. So yeah, you know, you can still see, like, so when I'm looking at the healed result, I can still see every single impression, albeit not as vivid as it was when we first done it, but every impression's still there. And we can see all the negative space between the SMP, and it just looks like a natural buzz cut. I love it, you know. My client here, he wanted a bit more, and you'll find sometimes when you get SMP done, you do end up wanting a little bit more, a little bit more, a little bit more. In this particular case, I see a few gaps that we could potentially drop some more ink in. If we couldn't, I wouldn't do it. So that's what we did. And again, I think another question probably rattling around in your heads are, okay, so I've seen it before, I've seen it after, and I've seen it a year later. What happens when I come back for a top up? How does that look? I'm gonna show you briefly now, but what I'll do, I'll explain that in another video. So this is him after his top up, and that, my friends, will be explained in another video. Please like, subscribe, follow the page, follow the channel. There's gonna be plenty of information for you guys to get you better equipped in making a decision whether you feel SMP is right or wrong for you. As always, any questions, drop them in the comments. You can find us on www.scalpnation.co.uk. We're on Instagram, we're on TikTok. Go on the webpage, all the details are there. Hope to see you soon.